Judge Grayson thought he was sentencing a clueless teen until the defendant started dismantling the case like a seasoned lawyer. The air inside the Los Angeles County Courthouse felt thick, almost suffocating. Jalen Dawson, 19, accused of grand theft auto and resisting arrest, stood at the defendant's table, hands in his pockets, chin lifted. Judge Walter Grayson leaned back, smirking. "You think you're some kind of legal expert? This isn't a debate club, kid." Chuckles rippled through the courtroom, but Jalen wasn't laughing. He had spent years studying the system. His mother, a paralegal, had filled his childhood with stories of prosecutors cutting corners, biased judges, and lazy defenders. By 14, he understood trials better than most law students. The prosecutor, Mitchell Carrington, oozed confidence. "Your Honor, the state will prove the defendant was caught red-handed in a stolen 2022 Audi A6. His fingerprints were found on the wheel. The evidence speaks for itself." It sounded airtight, but Jalen saw the cracks. "Let's hear the defense." Grayson sighed, clearly uninterested. Jalen's public defender hesitated, but Jalen placed a hand on her arm. "I'll be representing myself." The courtroom fell silent. Grayson raised a brow, intrigued. "You'll what?" Jalen stepped forward. "Your Honor, before I begin, I'd like to confirm something. The prosecution claims Officer Daniel Ruiz saw me behind the wheel before my arrest." Carrington smirked. "That's correct. And his report reflects that?" "Obviously," Jalen nodded. "Then I moved to dismiss his testimony because he wasn't even on duty when the chase began." A murmur rippled through the room. Carrington's smirk twitched. Jalen pressed on. "I request the officer's GPS logs. If his report is accurate, his location will confirm it. But I have a feeling it won't." Judge Grayson turned to Carrington. "Counselor?" Carrington hesitated, just long enough for the jury to notice. "No objections, Your Honor." The courtroom wasn't laughing anymore. "The fact remains," Carrington pushed, "that the defendant's fingerprints were on the stolen vehicle." Jalen nodded. "Let's talk about that. If you try on a jacket in a store and later someone steals it, does that make you the thief?" Some jurors exchanged glances. Jalen continued. "The car was outside a 7-Eleven before it was stolen. I was there with friends. I leaned against it, touched the door. I didn't steal it." The tension thickened. "Also, was the forensic analyst subpoenaed?" Carrington clenched his jaw. "No." Jalen's lips pressed together. "So the state wants to convict me without letting me cross-examine the evidence against me?" The jury was listening now. "Your Honor," Jalen continued, "I'd like to enter into evidence the statement of Raymond Whitaker, the vehicle's owner." Grayson frowned. "Go on." Jalen lifted a document. Mr. Whitaker reported, and I quote, "I saw the kid who stole my car. He was white." The courtroom gasped. "Yet the prosecution ignored this," Jalen said. "I wasn't in the car. I wasn't running. I was just a black kid in the wrong place." Judge Grayson rubbed his temple. "Does the prosecution have anything further?" Carrington's face was red. "No, Your Honor." Grayson sighed. "Case dismissed." Silence, then chaos. Reporters swarmed. Cameras flashed. Outside, Jalen's mother, Denise, stood at the courthouse steps. "Boy, you scared me half to death." Jalen chuckled. "Had to take a risk, Mom." Across the street, Judge Grayson watched. He hadn't expected this case to be anything more than routine. But now he knew. This one would stay with him. Because Jalen had done something most defendants couldn't. He made the system look at itself. And for once, it blinked first.